If you've ever described yourself as a streamer junkie, just stop watching this video right now and go buy a bait caster. Hey, I'm Ben. I'm a huge fly fisherman. Hey everyone, I want to tell you about the sponsor for today's video, and it's not a VPN or something like that, it's an actual fishing company. Today's video is sponsored by Red's Flies, an online shop where you can get some real nice flies for fly fishing. Just go to redsflies.com and you can use code HUGE for 15% off your order. Buying flies online is tough. I think I'm qualified to say that now. You don't know what you're gonna get. You might get flies that are tied poorly, they might fall apart on you, or they might be tied on garbage hooks. Well, when you order from Red's Flies, you don't have to worry about that. You're gonna get good stuff. Do you know what the best fly to fish with is? It's one that you have confidence in. It's true. Just ask Father Tom. When you shop at Red's Flies, you can have confidence that you will get quality flies. I promise you. And the prices are pretty good too. A lot of flies from Red's Flies are like $1. I don't know how they do that when they're tying on hooks from Fulling Mill and Gamakatsu, but that's none of my business. Here, check these babies out. Here's a peking caddis. That's pretty cool. Here are some nymphs with tight pants, looking good. Check out this streamer. It's frigging perfect. Look, pink beads. I love it. Did I mention they're tied on premium hooks? They have a bunch of patterns that you won't see elsewhere. Also, all of the flies from Red's Flies are tied right here in America. Besides flies from Red's Flies, you can also get fishing string and tackle boxes for a great price. And you know what else? 10% of all profits go to conservation organizations like Trout Unlimited, Bonefish and Tarpon Trust, and others. How awesome is that? So thanks to Red's Flies for sponsoring this video. I'll leave a link in the description so you can get some quality flies at a great price. Don't forget, just go to redsflies.com and use code HUGE for 15% off. Lastly, I just can't ignore that this company is called Red's Flies and their logo is shaped like a fish egg, but I could not think of a joke for it. If you come up with something good, please put it in the comments. It's killing me. All right, let's get on to this video. Welcome back to another episode of Huge Fly Fisherman. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to watch my video. Recently, I did a video about buying online discount flies where I bought flies from 4 different companies and compared them with each other. There was a wide range of quality between the different companies, but I think that the overall findings were that you get what you pay for. You guys liked that video and a lot of you asked me to do one on streamers, so here you go. Streamers can be really expensive. Some of them require a lot of materials, they have bigger hooks, some might have more than one hook. It's a drag when your $8 streamer ends up in a tree because you suck at casting. So we're gonna take a look at streamers from different companies that sell their flies at lower prices and we'll see how they stack up against each other. Just like the last video, I'm gonna be giving away a $25 gift card to the company here that has the best flies. But I'm doing that over on my other channel at special.tv. So if you wanna enter in that giveaway, go over there and check it out. Now, I'm sure that all of these flies will catch fish, but before I even open these packages, I guarantee that if you walked into Kelly Gallup's fly shop and threw down your money for premium flies, they're gonna be better flies. They're gonna be cleaner and neater as far as the quality of tying, they're gonna be more durable, and they're gonna be more consistently tied. Will they catch more fish? Probably not, because you can't double haul anyway. For this video, we're gonna use the same 4 companies that we went to last time. That's the Fly Stop, Discount Flies, who had the best flies last time. Then we've got the Fly Shack and Big Y Fly Co. Now, before you ask in the comments, I do not know where these companies get their flies. And yes, they probably are tied overseas. That's pretty standard. If you want, you can buy your flies at a local fly shop and support them, or support local tires or small tires that have like eBay and Etsy shops. Or you can gamble online, which is what we're doing here. Okay, for the streamer test, I ordered 2 different patterns from each company. The first one is a Clouser Minnow. That's a simple fly that's not hard to tie, but it's easy to make it look bad if you don't know what you're doing. That's usually gonna be using too much hair on the fly or using hair that's too short. Those are the most common errors that I see. The other fly that I ordered from these companies is a Dungeon. Yes, it's not really called the Dungeon, but kids watch this, so we're not gonna go there. A dudgeon isn't a real complicated fly. It's basically just two woolly buggers stuck together, but the deer hair head on this fly is what's important. I know if I tied a dudgeon, the deer hair head probably isn't gonna be packed densely. It'll be loose and sloppy and probably spin around the hook. I don't think that matters one bit as far as how well the fly works, but if you wanna catch fishermen, your flies should look good. A lot of you asked about the hook quality in the last video, but for the dries and nymphs, I didn't feel like I had a really good way to test them without going and fishing all of them. So today I'm gonna stick them in the vise and wrench on these hooks and see if I can get them to bend. Also, I'm gonna be mentioning the prices, and that all includes shipping, just so you know. All right, we're gonna start with the Fly Stop, who in the last video had the second best flies. So pretty good flies. I just opened the box without turning the camera on because I'm a dummy. They included a business card that is completely useless. My 4 flies from the Fly Stop were $15.43 total. The Clousers were $2 each. Let's start with those. I'm gonna do all the Clousers first, then we'll do all the Dudgeons. Okay, first glance, they look pretty good. I see a couple things I would do differently. The eyes on these flies are pretty large. Maybe a little larger eyes than what I would tie them with, but it's tied pretty well. The length of the hair is good. The amount of hair is good. It's not too thick, not too sparse. I might have on the belly wrap the hair down the hook shank a little bit more. I don't know why, I just think that's how it's supposed to look. Also, the epoxy or head cement or whatever it is pretty goopy and sloppy. Good consistency between the two flies themselves. They look nearly identical. So pretty good flies. For $2 each, sure, whatever. All right, now let's go to Discount Flies, who in my opinion had the best flies last time. How do I open this box? They had the best flies, but they were also more expensive. They were like twice as much as Big Y. My 4 flies from Discount Flies were $22.06, so $5 more than the last ones. The Clouser minnows were $3 each as opposed to $2 each for the Fly Stop. Got a handwritten note specifically for me. They knew who these flies were going to. Nice touch. Got a sticker, always love that. Okay, Clouser minnows. Looking pretty good. So one thing I noticed right away is the flash on these flies is much longer than the deer hair. There's nothing wrong with that, but I do think the deer hair is too short. The bucktail, sorry, if you want to get specific. It is hair from a deer. Eyes are a little smaller than the last ones. Nice clean tie. Now, they have like a solid collar with the thread behind the dumbbell eyes. I usually go with the crosshatch pattern of thread, but man, I mean, does that matter? I hardly doubt it. These also have just a smaller, cleaner head than the last ones. The head is much nicer, and the head cement is not all gooey. Good consistency between the two flies. The quality of the bucktail is good, and it was good on the last ones too. But I think the bucktail's too short, man. A whole hook length longer, I think. I got it in the vise here. We'll see if we can bend it. I forgot to do that with the last one. No. Maybe I should use pliers or something. So couldn't bend the hook, that's fine. Let's go back to Fly Stop for a second. Oh yeah, Fly Stop, I am bending your hook, pal. That's a fail. Interesting. Okay, let's move on. We'll go to Big Y Fly Co. Big Y is super popular. A lot of people defending them in the comments. Not that I was bashing them, I just didn't think their flies were that great. But I do think they had the cheapest flies of the last video. Just like last time, they printed out their webpage for me. I don't know why you would do that. Got a nice handwritten note on this one too. I guess everybody saw the last video I did and was on the lookout for another order. Where's my receipt? Doesn't say how much I paid. I guess I better look that up. Time out. Okay, I paid $13.63 for my 4 flies, and the Clouser minnows were $1.84 each, so cheapest one so far. They also included some stickers. They gave me more stickers this time, maybe trying to grease the wheels a little bit. Well, I can be bought. Definitely don't need your business cards though. I don't file them away. Does anyone? All right, let's check out these Clouser minnows. Eyes are gigantic. Again, I mean, that's not like an inherent flaw with the fly. It's personal preference on how big you want your eyes to be. They just seem real big. The white belly hair on these flies is not tied back onto the shank. In my opinion, that's wrong. The hair along the top of the shank should be lashed down about halfway down, maybe even more. And here it's just tied in right behind the lead eyes. So technical error there. Hair is a little too short for my liking, but they are tied well, nice and neat. A little bit of inconsistency. This fly is way more sparse than this. I'd say they're both acceptable though. Heads are a little bit bulky, but overall they're tidy and neat. Let's stick one in the vise. Well, you see, I set up a pulley system in my garage and I could test the strap. All right, let's see if we can, ooh, yeah, bending it pretty easily. All right, so we're gonna fail the hook. Good fly on a bad hook. So right now, it's only Discount has had a hook that is acceptable, in my opinion. I mean, I'm not pushing that hard on them. I don't have guns. Okay, who's next? The Fly Shack. I know in the last video, I think I kind of dogged on these guys pretty hard because their flies were doo-doo. No ribbing on pheasant tails, get out of here. Oh, that's right. I could only get 2 flies from the Fly Shack because they don't even offer articulated streamers. The streamer selection on their website is horrible. So no dungeons from these guys, minus like 10 points right there. My 2 Clouser minnows were $8.50 including shipping. They were $1.75 each. So these are the cheapest Clouser minnows out of the 4 companies that I bought from. Let's check them out. Not expecting much here. They didn't leave me a personal note. Maybe they didn't like my last video so much. These flies are all right. They're maybe a little too sparse, like there's not enough hair. They just seem very thin and wispy. I think the darker back hair, because these flies swim upside down, is okay, but there's not enough belly hair. The flies are nice and neat. I like the size of the heads. Well, they could be a little bit neater, but they're okay. Again, I think the hair could be a little longer. And this crosshatch pattern with the thread on the top of the hook shank is ugly. Does it matter? No, fish don't care, but I care. So, yeah, I don't know, man. Let's put them in the vise. And you know, I'm not mentioning sharpness of the hook because that can always be changed by you. You can sharpen your hooks, but you can't make your hooks stronger. And bendy. I mean, look, man, I'm hardly putting any pressure on that and it's bending like crazy. So, was Discount Flies the only ones with decent hooks? Yeah, wow. Shame on everyone but them. And Fly Shack did send me a sticker, but that's not gonna redeem things for you guys. Sorry. So overall rating for Clouser minnows, I'm gonna put Discount Flies at the top just because their hook didn't bend, and then we'll go with the fly stop. I actually like the way this fly is tied better than Discount Flies, but I mean, if the hook is gonna bend, that negates everything. Discount Flies, fly stop, big Y, and then in dead last, again, the Fly Shack. And they're also gonna come in dead last on the dungeon category because they don't even have them. All right, let's move on to the dungeons from the Fly Stop. Excessive packaging. Someone did point out in the last video that, hey, maybe we could use some environmentally friendly packaging, guys, instead of all this plastic. How about some like paper and cardboard? Some food for thought. Okay, this fly has been smashed. It should have a round profile. It shouldn't be laterally compressed like that. The rear hook is too small. The front hook is pretty small. These are not stainless steel hooks. Not that they have to be, but I like it. If I was tying them, it'd be on stainless steel hooks. But hey, these are Discount Flies, so I can't expect too much, really. There is counter-wrapped ribbing on the palmered hackles. That's something I think is important for durability. We do have that here. Flies tied fine, I guess. The deer hair head is pretty good. A little bit mushy, but better than what I could do, to be honest. This fly will absolutely catch fish, and I would fish it if these hooks aren't gonna bend out in the vise. Let's find out. Let me adjust it properly. Yeah, I mean, they're bending with, gosh, about the same pressure that I put on the stainless hooks on the Clousers. I mean, I'm not gonna expect too much from this hook. It's not a stainless hook. Guess it'll pass. It's not all that strong, to be honest. Oh, also, I forgot to check the price on these dungeons. They were $3.25 each. And is that a $3 fly? Absolutely worth that money. Is that a premium $8 fly? Definitely not. Maybe that's why it's only $3.25. Okay, let's go to Discount Flies. Looks like I got gray instead of olive from these guys, and that must mean that they didn't have olive in stock. I think I tried to order all olive because that's what I fish mostly. So minus point for lack of availability of olive. These flies were $5 each from Discount, so sticking with the theme, they're a little bit more expensive. So we'll see if it sticks with the theme of being better. They seem fine, better than the last ones for sure. The hooks are bigger and not like gigantic, just appropriately sized. Are we counter wrapped on the Palmer hackle? Yes, we are. That's a critical component. The deer hair head is fine. It actually is a little nicer, neater, and it's not compressed like fly stops were, which that could have been from shipping, although they did come in a box. I don't know, but they've definitely been smashed. These have not. They've been taken care of. So this is a good fly. I'm not finding much that I can criticize about it, to be honest with you. Let's stick one in the vise, see if we can bend it. Yeah, I can, but it definitely takes more force than the other ones because it's a bigger hook, and other fly looks exactly the same, so good consistency. Discount's doing well. Who's next? Big Y. 2 dungeons from Big Y. They were $2.50 each, so good price. See if the flies are any good. Oh, they're over here. Yeah, they look pretty good. Again, they're smashed. I mean, are they trimming them like that on purpose? Because I don't think you're supposed to. They should be round so they push water. Maybe they got flattened in shipping from Africa or something, but that's a negative in my opinion. We do have counter-wrapped ribbing, so everybody seems to be on top of that. Again, that rear hook I think is a little small for my liking. Front hook is doable. Deer hair head is tied okay except for it being compressed. Let's stick it in the vise. Yeah, I mean, it's not a stainless. It bends. You know, I don't know how well this hook test is gonna apply to these big streamers. But I mean, a B10S wouldn't bend like that, you know? It just wouldn't. Okay, now let's do the Fly Shack. Oh, that's right. We can't, because you don't offer good streamers. So, final judgment on the dungeon flies. I think we have consistency here, and we've established a pattern. Discount flies had the best flies. Like the last video, they were more expensive, and you get what you pay for. But none of these flies are real expensive. They're all half of what you pay in a fly shop, so they're all a good deal. But there is a difference between them, and yeah, you get what you pay for. So discount flies had the best dungeon, and then between the Fly Stop and Big Y, these flies are damn near the same. They're tied pretty much identically, and they both have the same weird flat head. So not much difference here, except for the price. Big Y was cheaper, right? So final judgment, just like the last video. Best to worst, discount flies, the Fly Stop, Big Y Fly Co., and then down at the bottom, the Fly Shack. Thanks for watching today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, maybe stop by hugeflyfisherman.com and pick up some merch so I can buy some more flies online to check out for you. I'll be back as soon as I can with another Huge Fly Fisherman video for you. Until then, don't cast across the boat and stay huge. In case I was too subtle. Lone Star, I'm looking at you.